Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Entrepreneur. It's been weeks since I've been away, but right now I am back where I deserve to be. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to The Entrepreneur. This is Kaya TV. Remember, you can find us on Facebook. It is Kaya TV. We are also on Instagram, on TikTok, and we're also on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe right there and immerse yourself in that content that we always have for you. I'm so excited to be back. It's been 6 weeks of nothing but so much of self-development. I know you all know and you followed my journey. The Mandela Washington Fellowship, and it was the experience that I've been looking for. Personal development, professional development, leadership as well. I'm so excited to be back because now I come back a better person. I know more about who I am and what I'm passionate about, and I'm really looking forward to, impacting lives right now. I was in civic leadership at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville and the Tennessee State University in Nashville. And I've learned so much. And all you have to do is to stick right here on The Entrepreneur, then you'll see what I'm talking about. And it's not always about me, it's about the guest we have in studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome a man who also needs no introduction, because right now officially he's part of the alumni of the Mandela Washington Fellowship. He's not only that, in 2014 he graduated at the National University of Lesotho, where he was doing Bachelor of Public Administration and Political Science, and he went on in 2014 as well to India to study Master of Business Administration. Particularly, he was into HR as well, and something else that he's going to be, giving more details about. And in 2017, he got a job at the Limkokwing University of Creative Technology, and right now he is the head of the Faculty of Business Management. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Hlabathe Phosholi.
Thank you very much, Ndate.
Hlabathe, you are so relaxed. You feel very much at home. Eh?
No. I'm trying just to cool down so that it gets in home. What is expected of me in this show, because I've seen and followed this show, and I think it's something very impactful and huge.
Yeah.
So I get this invitation. I was a bit skeptical. Am I ready for this?
Yeah.
Exposure for me.
No, you are ready. You are definitely ready. I mean, you are right now a Mandela Washington Fellowship alumni. That is huge. And if you were ready for that itself, it means you can be ready for anything at this point.
Yeah, true.
Before we even get into you and business and all of that, I want us to talk about the Mandela Washington Fellowship.
Yes,
you were based in Atlanta, Georgia, and oh man, the journey. Please share with us very briefly of how that journey was, your Mandela Washington Fellowship.
I think for me, I'm a sucker for exposure. Exposure you get to see in that program was something, I don't know how to explain it, but the exposure, personally, and how can I give back to the community, and how can I develop the constituency, especially in the education space. That program was something else, especially in the sector of business, because now other spaces are entrepreneurship and from education point of view. Then that exposure was something else, and we've seen how the Americans do their stuff, and I can't wait to share. Of
course, I can relate. I can relate to what you're talking about. This fellowship is one of the biggest fellowships in Africa, in the African continent. One of the biggest leadership programs in the African continent that any young Mosotho or any young African leader would really be so happy to be a part of. What made you be selected? What do you believe attracted whoever was recruiting to select you to be part of that program this year?
I think it was a matter of time we were prepared, because I knew about this particular program in 2014. I opened the application form and I saw I'm not ready for this. I don't have what they want. Then Then all along I told myself, well, you know what? I need to have an engage everything in my power to be ready for that particular application. You can remember our application, the proclamation, it targeted the youth between the age of 25 and 35.
35, yeah.
And I'm 35. So this was my final year.
Oh my God, yeah.
So I think what made me eligible to be selected by whoever was making the recruitment, the things that I've done in the past 7 years with Limkokwing University of Creative Technology. I think that particular institution, NPO platform, and I told myself, in life is a matter of stage. That is the stage that I'm at this point in time in my life. So I need to excel stage in scene so that things the doors will connect. I never knew how easily get eligible. I applied in September, I one application, and I said everything that I've done in the past 7 years with Limkokwing, and I think everything that I've done I got selected.
You know, whenever I talk about this program, I get so passionate because I feel like it has changed my life already.
Sure.
You know, we just came back last week, but already I can see change. I can see possibilities of the future as well. So I can also relate to what you're saying, that with this program, you need to also be very much prepared. You don't just start doing something, the application next week, to do something, you know. You need to really be prepared. There must be something you're doing either in business, civic leadership, public management as well. So I really, really can attest to that. So now tell me about the aspect of business. The people you met there, what have you learned from them in terms of how they operate their own businesses and their own ideas that they have in their own countries? What did you learn from there, and what did you take with you to the country right now?
We were 25 at Atlanta University. And in our conversation with the fellows over there, we said, these people, they have systems that work. The systems that work for them. So what we have learned, the American people have the business ecosystem. If they have a goal or whatever they achieve, they have all this system mapped out. Because in business, there are so many factors that affect the business. Business operator, business internal environment, in that small corner, but they affect like the customers, the suppliers. So that's your micro environment. Then the macro environment, the policies. Those bigger players you cannot even influence. You can only adapt to things along at that level. So how shall the American system business it's about? From macro to micro up until we get to the internal, to the specific business. You see systems they are designed to make sure that that small business you operate at internal level. High filter at macro level, there are systems that support its sustainability. There are systems that supporting even high filter, even the factors like at the bigger picture at macro level. Adapt to such. So the level of intentionality, maybe from government perspective, they are doing their part to make sure that a small business in America, a thrive to maturity. The systems are in place. At macro level, there are things that are happening at macro environment level, because how to hire Mono business, we're just outside the Monale that the table that's at micro level. Your suppliers. Supplier how you need some business here be sustainable. May have supply and hiccup fella. You have a hiccup business in your how many customers that will trust. So I've seen what we have learned visiting a business the enterprise Microsoft in the US.
That's one of the big ones.
The big ones. I think revenue one is somewhere around 250 something billion revenue. Then it was established in 1975. Question I can give someone, what's your business model? How do you sustain this? Because that was my question in every session. How have you sustained this business for the past since 1975 up until
now? Because
in Lesotho, the locals, literature or religion, business, chances are 10% chance our business are going to thrive to maturity, as long as we are native Basotho. But those who are not natives, they are doing well while we are struggling.
Exactly.
So the Americans, they are very intentional. So how have you sustained this business? Because Microsoft obviously Bill Gates. So business in 1975, it is still
there even today.
So
Yeah.
what I've seen, they leverage on data. Masebenzisa data to understand the environment, the spaces of if Microsoft ever establish in Lesotho, they will make sure that they have data on how is the business landscape in Lesotho. How are we going to thrive in the market while Lesotho? Because out of it, Lesotho we want to dominate. So that's what I have learned with the Americans and their level of intentionality. UPS, I think UPS in 1907. 1907, I think they have more than 100 years validity, or almost 100 years. They have sustained that business model for more than 100 years, for 100 years. So, the one how about data, have affirmation about what customer have, supplier, what is happening in your space. It didn't affect sustainability of growth of your business in
This is very interesting because I feel like most of us as young people, when we start businesses, we don't look at the bigger picture or where you want to see your business in the next 10 years and some of the factors which may affect you getting to that vision, you know. So why is it so important that when you start a business yourself, you have to look at the bigger picture, you know, make a plan, let's say for like a 10-year plan that I want my business to be here at that point and this is what I'm going to do. Why is it so important to do that?
I think it's important because how now, what are you working towards that picture, that vision highlighted. One of the professors in at Clark Atlanta will say, business here is one I can say what puzzle is not connect the pieces on the puzzle. Let's definitely a clear picture of what is it. So you have that picture, let me say, of a horse or of a unicorn as the business or business like a unicorn. You already have that picture in your head.
Yeah.
You know a unicorn in a thorn. So I mean, is it a thorn or what?
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So you need to map out all these pieces of the puzzle, which is a puzzle in a sense of way. So every day how it's when you're working towards a unicorn.
Yeah.
But let's see how it's doing is something like the unicorn, but that's unicorn. What do I mean by this? It's very important to have a business. How it's a business plan. Business how in the 10 years we wanna in this business operator. Who are you benchmarking with? The program with mentorship programs I always ask my mentees. So benchmark I want to be like this business. I mean with the detergents. I'm not promoting that only you should. So if you want to be what is the business model? You need to make research on that.
Yeah.
Every day how to it's a general. You understand?
Yeah.
So how that vision now I don't think the direction in your because now everything activities is on daily basis. Because at the end of the day, but how hold you look about Steve Jobs, but the dots will connect. The dots will how do you connect? You look like the forward picture. And the picture in it may be about wrong way. But generally, in entrepreneurship is very sophisticated. We're hopefully it's internal, like a micro, like a macro. Your core stakeholders already understand. Because it's not about you. This model is that the personal functionality who prefer or like a service high level. Because it fits into the model, the picture in a up until you feel it's about dominate the market because currently is locals in all sectors, all industries, almost all areas almost all sectors that economic activity we have been dominated. We can industry, you know what all over there, but so too are doing wonders, but there's someone who's dominating the industry.
True.
Not a local person. So how that bigger picture you can space in fellas how good for that. That's a bigger picture of what we achieve.
Yeah.
Up until those big plans it's a good number.
You are such a business person. Even your language, you're so much invested and passionate about this business. Let's talk about, I want us to now get into Innovision Institute of Development Management. It is your Ignite talk. It is what ignites you, the spark, and it is what you want to implement. Tell us about what that is.
Innovision Institute of Development Management, the Mandela Washington Fellowship program, submitting format my application. This is what I want to do. At that point in time, I think it was just an idea. I don't think I can achieve this. I don't have time. I don't have resources. So let me tell you, Innovision Institute of Development Management in a business in the it has 4 pillars. In this institution, we want number 1, consultancy services. We offer business consultancy services in what I'm practicing right now. So the plan for business consultancy services are designing what we call the CPDs, continuous professional development programs, for the institution. I'll not get into the nitty-gritties, but there's a gap that we have seen there, especially in the corporate world, the demands on how can we leverage on that gap the CPD, that's phase number 2. Phase number 3, it's a social enterprise model. More about establishing hub in communities, given the skills that they are the community. How do we commercialize and enterprise such skills? Conduct business be more formalized than informal, so that those businesses can be sustainable in those communities mode operating. In the community have then ultimately a school of applied business. Where now we are not only focusing on theory, but whole banner of application. How can we implementing your ID? So we want school to say has about thing that all those 4 pillars. That is the vision and innovation, and I think now mentor in the program Mandela Washington Fellowship. I said sometimes I feel like this is bigger than me. I don't even know who am I going to engage in this. Then they help me with all the tools that I need to run in the clock. It's just that bigger picture that you're talking about. I had it in my mind, but I didn't have it down. I didn't see it. But how do you start? How do you plan? How we want to run fast into okay, these are the people that I need to engage until I see this picture and this idea by implementing. So that's it about Innovision Institute of Development Management. Currently, we are on phase 1. We'll launch that consultancy and the Innovision Market Intelligence Hub. Leverage on research, data, and how do we provide data so that we make decisions on the basis of data? Project is a whole about 500 businesses. Which industries in Lesotho they are more likely to be sustainable and for funding in those industries? How do we build value chains so that sausage? Who's going to supply him or her business? Then have a feeling of part with a sausage challenge the feeling we are building a value chain. Now this industry, we have built an industry in now sustainable. But I feel with this is
what I love is the fact that you are already putting in work towards this idea, this bigger picture that you had, your Innovision. And we as the entrepreneur are here for that. We are really looking forward to just, documenting all of that, because it is our job as well to ensure that we are there for young entrepreneurs like yourself. I want us to, after the break, to get into you now working at Limkokwing as a lecturer. I've seen that how class there, and then you continuously I want us to talk about that and what you believe got you to the level that you are right now, and a bit of advice also to other young entrepreneurs out there. Ladies and gentlemen, this is still The Entrepreneur with Patrick Mots'oene. We are talking all things business with Hlabathe Phosholi. Stick around, we'll be right back. And just like that, we are back. Welcome back. This is still The Entrepreneur with Patrick Mots'oene right here on Kaya TV, where we inspire youth. And today I'm still joined by Hlabathe Phosholi, officially an alumni of the Mandela Washington Fellowship. Not only that, he's also the head of business management and globalization faculty at the Limkokwing University of Creative Technology. That is not where he started. He started in 2017 as a lecturer, entrepreneurship at the same university.
Yes,
I want us to start from Mona as a lecturer. Now we see you as a head of an entire faculty. How did you do that?
Okay, I don't think I have an answer of how I did that, but I think I have an answer of how I position myself so that that particular opportunity is accessible. I can say it's attaining to me. So I started at Limkokwing as a lecturer in 2017. So in every faculty in the institution, every faculty has a structure. At the top of the structure of each faculty, there's what you call a faculty manager or faculty head. So the faculty manager oversees all the activities and the operations of the faculty. Then from the faculty manager, we have what you call program leaders. The program leaders, they oversee the activities that happen within programs that are in the faculties. Like in my case, we have 7 programs. So I have 2 program leaders who oversee the activities that happen in those 7 programs. Then under them, we have people who are custodians of curriculum, the content that is delivered within programs.
Yeah.
We call them principal lecturers. So principal lecturers work in hand in hand with what you call year leaders. So I'm explaining this so that you understand where I started. So I started as a lecturer in 2017. So all these positions, we call them roles. They are open every after 2 years. You get to the role after 2 years. It's advertised. We go for an interview. It's competitive. Then people are selected into these positions. I must say, this one of faculty manager, this is my second time.
Oh, nice.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And right now you're already doing wonderful things.
Sure. So I joined the university in 2017. I think in 2019, that's when they opened a window for applicants to apply for the positions that are within the structures. So I applied for the position, or as a lecturer back then, I applied for the position of a program leader. That is number 2 in the structure. I remember in an interview, the registrar said that is quite a senior position to apply if
From where you are. Yeah.
From where you are. But hey, they didn't say actually I was eligible. I was qualifying for that position. So I applied, but they gave me the position of the principal lecturer. There was somebody who's more qualified than I in that particular area. So in 2019, I worked as a principal lecturer, but I didn't even finish my tenure in that particular position, in that particular role, because we had somebody who resigned. Then I was, I think it was February 2020. I was promoted, I was appointed to the position of program leader, the initial one that I applied to. Then I was appointed into that position as a program leader, 2020 February. 2020 February, then August. Now it was time to apply for, 2020 August, it was time to apply for, again for these roles. Then this time around, I applied for the role of a faculty manager. Then 2020 August, I got that position.
And here we are.
Since 2022.
Okay.
I think it was 2022. Since 2022 up until now, I've been working in the Faculty of Business Management and Globalisation as the faculty manager. And I think we have about 27 lecturers.
Wow.
We have 3 PhD holders and 24 master's degree holders in the faculty.
Wow.
So it's quite a huge faculty.
That's huge.
Because we are servicing around, I think, 1,200 students per semester. So it's quite a huge faculty institution.
I love that. You're also working, Kapa, you were working with UNIDO. There was UNIDO, also you worked Hlabathe Phosholi. I want you to really explain to us, how was that experience and what you were, entrusted to doing in those roles as well.
I think UNIDO under their project, which is called GSIP. GSIP is called Global Clean Tech Innovations Program. They are focusing on commercializing the green energy space. in Lesotho. So they open up applications, and then innovators in that space of business mentorship services. Then I applied for that program in 2023 through the university. Then I've been working with them since 2023. The project came to an end just last year. So over there, really, we're modeling businesses, ideas about Tobana who are in this clean energy space, because you know the creatives sometimes they focus on the innovation that they are coming up with, not the business part of it, the commercial part of it. So we're trying to commercialize the creativity in Yabon. So in the clean energy space in particular. So over there, my job was to offer business mentorship services. Then with the STEAM Conference 2024, I facilitated Entrepreneurship 101 and to 200 STEAMers, they were called STEAMers, who were at the boot camp. Therefore, facilitated, they were in 3 categories. Others were at ideation, incubation, and acceleration. Ideation, the idea fella. Incubation, the idea is there, is operational, but we need to incubate it so that it becomes something which is sustainable. Then acceleration, now how do we accelerate this business to its full potential? So I facilitated entrepreneurship 101 tackle those 3 domains ka STEAM conference. Ki participate in the project as I was on a panel. Commercialization. Really, my part was how do we commercialize these innovations? Because you can come up with a great idea, but how do we commercialize it? How do we sell it to the market? So that was in essence, that is what I was doing in the STEAM conference at UniDoCanet. I was only providing business mentorship services.
I absolutely love that. I feel like when I, as a business person, also to really consider mentorship. You know, don't be afraid to pay to get mentorship on your business, on how to grow it and how to manage it, so that you can get to your fullest potential. Do you always get clients who actually come and say, mentorship or business, fullest potential?
Yes, I have. I think after STEAM conference, because my entrepreneurship 101, it was just for about 3 hours, I think. That was the part that I needed to play in that particular program. Then I had somebody approaching me immediately after program about mentorship services. So really, when I work with the youth, because I know, especially for people who are still at the ideation phase, I don't charge. Normally, I don't charge. But now, the plan I can give you the basic services of entrepreneurship. But when now real stuff, develop your business plan, your business models, that particular guide on how to go about it. That is when we're going to start charging. So I really get clients, especially from the youth, and right now that service can charge, let me say that. Because I think it's all about passion. If when you can do your part to then servicing can take a but for somebody who is still a startup business, I realize its revenue. But normally the clients it's not a whole. I don't know if it's worth mentioning, but hey, like about one client a whole line like a service
That's great. So like in this journey, how in entrepreneurship, in business in general, you've really learned a lot. And what could be your key takeaways so far since you started in this passion and this journey of being an entrepreneur and being a mentor, now an alumni of the Mandela Washington Fellowship? What are your key takeaways, like those things that you feel like I've learned this throughout this journey and I would really love to impart this knowledge to the next generation of entrepreneurs?
I think even like entrepreneurship, how we teach entrepreneurship education. We always tell our students maybe an entrepreneur is somebody who's passionate. Passionate about what? When we say somebody is passionate about what? So if we can answer that, passionate about what, the element of intentionality comes into play. Now, what I've learned, we have people who wants to start businesses, but that element of passion what is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you want to achieve? Are you willing to do that it takes over Because when we have that clarity, because when we're intentional, it becomes clear what is it that you need to achieve. And if you are clear over what we achieve in the entrepreneurship space, everything that you're going to do on a daily basis, you're working towards that particular thing which is very clear to you. And remember, it is clear to you and it is not clear to the next person. My innovation when I present it to other people, they're saying, Vuyo. If you remember the advert of a big trimmer. So Vuyo was just a big trimmer, and really we don't see this materialize because we don't have the resources to finance this. But we have seen so many businesses, it's not about money. If I were to use finance minister from Uganda, money is not a problem. Money will come. Ask and reach, money will come. Money will come.
Ask and reach, money will come. I love that.
Money will come. So really my key takeaway is fella. Be clear on what is it that you want to achieve. Be clear of the space that you are operating within. When you understand the dynamics as and don't hold the idea how. Because sometimes the idea that you have, remember it takes a village to raise a child.
Yes.
It also takes a village to raise a business.
Absolutely.
So some people want the ideas about this idea. But now they don't have all the resources that is required for this child to grow.
I mean,
so really, I'm a sucker for collaborative entrepreneurship. Collaborate, go out there and collaborate with, network with people, make connections, so that this baby that you have, I thrive, I thrive. Because you know now what I'm at the end of the day. So really, entrepreneurship is like a process of giving birth. You're going to give birth. We know now we're not a hopeless being. All your support. And how who said this child, you in your mind already know what So same thing in business. You're going to give birth to that idea long. It doesn't even make sense. So when you're intentional, collaborate with people who will add value to this particular idea and understand your audience.
Hlabathe Phosholi, ladies and gentlemen. I'm absolutely loving this, and I'm hoping you are also just, taking in all of this information as well. So lastly, what advice now do we have to young dreamers who also want to eventually own businesses and be, big in this business world? What advice now do you have for them?
An advice that I have for them, like I said, that let us network, collaborate with people, go out there, knock on doors.
Yes.
It's a season of knocking on doors. Go out there and knock on relevant doors. We have seen it happen in the entertainment industry of this country. Those guys who are in entertainment industry, they knock on doors and big doors to get sponsorship and support to whatever initiatives that they pursue. So if the entertainment industry is thriving on knocking on doors, on making networks and collaborations, why not other spaces? Why not other industries? Go out there, knock on those doors, pitch to him, and this is what I want to do. And I want your institution to support this. Knock on doors and ultimately,
wow.
If you can make a goal, I'm going to knock on those 100 corporate businesses in Lesotho in this particular industries. Maybe by the end of this year, maybe 10 will respond.
Absolutely. That is so true.
So that's my advice to business people out there.
Love that. And that I think I'm a living testimony of knocking on doors. I knock on doors, and most of them have really opened. And once they did, they really made or paved way for others to also open. So thank you so much for joining us in that day. It was an absolute honor, just getting all of this information from you. And I hope also our viewers also are going to really reap beneficial information from you and start, man. Most of the shows that we have had, it has always been about start right now. That is what it is about. Ladies and gentlemen, that is how we put an end to a great episode of The Entrepreneur with Patrick Mots'oene. Like I mentioned a bit earlier, I'm so excited to be back, and I'm really looking forward to spearheading more conversations of this nature, which are going to, sort of change your mentality towards business and how you can manage your business as well. Knock on doors if you can, and you never know which one will open. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Patrick Mots'oene. Until we meet again on the next episode, God bless you and goodbye.